Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. There's a revolution that is going on. The banking sector is undergoing a transformative revolution thanks to Fintex. Now, this is it, Fintech firms deploy cutting-edge technologies. And talking about cutting-edge technologies, I'm talking artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, and of course there is big data analytics. And they deploy all of this to deliver financial services. Now, if you ask me, this is indeed a disruption. And this disruption is challenging the traditional banking model. Traditional banks used to be the leaders in the financial ecosystem. Not anymore. Not anymore. Innovative fintech startups have covered the payments, the lending, the wealth management, and of course the insurance space. Fintech has taken over. Do you know what this has brought to the banking public? Have you had the time to just put your head into it and really try to grasp the enormity of the changing times that we are in today, and how those giant changing leaps affects everything you ever knew, and the things to come? Well, I'd like to say hello to you wherever you may be listening to us from. Welcome to the Fintex show for this week. My name is Femi Obong-Daniels, and on this show we talk about fintech and fintech peripherals. Razak Olaegbe is my producer. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. You can join the conversation right away. You can send us messages using the studio WhatsApp number. That number is 080-9597-5805. Again, it's 080-959-7805. Let me start the show by welcoming Razak. How are you doing, brother?
I am better than gold. Than gold. All the gold in the world, I'm better than them.
All of them?
All of them.
Combined. In all the vaults.
All of them.
And what is that place in America that holds, there's this vault that holds the American president and his good friend, now this is, I don't even know what their relationship is anymore, Elon Musk. They were talking about Fort Knox, where the place that's supposed to hold a tremendous amount of American gold reserve. Don't tell me where all that gold came from, but
from here.
And the question is the gold even still there?
We don't know,
and nobody knows. There's plenty of talk that they were going to go there and do an audit. We're still waiting. So
maybe you have to audit the auditor.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then audit who audits the auditor. And all that talk about what happened to Libyan gold, Arabian gold, Iraqi gold,
Rwandan gold.
Yeah. So you pack all of them together, and Razak Olaegbe is better than
I'm better than them. All of them.
I'm happy. I'm happy. And I agree. I believe you. Yeah. Meanwhile, for those who've been asking, what's up with Ni Adioshun? Well, Ni Adioshun is currently away. Hopefully, he will be back, because I've been getting a bit of that. But he's not available now. I guess he's busy with logistics, getting things going, getting things moving, and we'll be keeping our eyes on that. We've been keeping our eyes on how that. I have been keeping an eye on how that is going.
Me too.
Yes, certainly. Well, hopefully, everything will be okay again, and we'll move from that. You know, sometimes in life you pack you chase a dream and then everything gels up and you have to complete one stage and then you move on to another stage. So that's how it is. And that's why you've not in the last couple of weeks we've not even been talking about the non-oil export sector, which is a field that I would literally. I mean, Razak Olaigbe is the smartest man in the country, but when it comes to non-oil export, even he still defers to leave Adeosun. So we'll leave that talk until we'll pay attention to Fintex, and we'll expand the Fintex conversation, because in 2025, the advances in fintech is outrightly, it's outrageous, more outrageous than ridiculous, but however you choose to describe things. So welcome once again, Razak, my good friend and brother. So let me tell you, so fintech services have created choices for the public. They've also created competition for the banks. Now, everything boils down to impact. The impact of fintech has reshaped expectations, customers' expectations, especially. Courtesy of fintech, we have seen a popularization of quick funds transfer, which if you are in your at least in your 40s, you would know that there was a time when it was rocket science, right? And how about user-friendly digital experiences? Fintech has popularized this too. Same for nil customer service, nil branch. Nil means none, no bank, no branch, no office to go to, no customer service person to call.
No tally number.
No tally number. Give me my tally number. What's the name of that man? Ishioku. Yeah, louder. Now, the influence of fintech has extended into the lending and credit space, but the banks are not sleeping. They understand. It's like media, right? I'm sitting here, I'm a media executive, and I understand that my competition is no longer our friends, and it's not Lagos Talks or Beat FM or Naija FM or Classic or Metro or City FM, all this. That was a time when that was your competition.
Not anymore.
That's not your competition.
Not anymore.
So the question then becomes, you have a competitor, you have very little power over, little control. It's a battle you are going to lose on the long run. So what do you do? Do you go and play in that space? Well, as a media organization, if you remember, what year was that now? I think in 2018, Nigeria Info launched what you call Nigeria Info virtual radio, which was the first time that a radio station went virtual in Nigeria. And by the time we launched virtual radio, became the first in Nigeria, India had launched virtual radio 12 years before.
Wow.
You understand? And India they were not early uptakers. The likes of LBC in the UK, in the Western Hemisphere, people had realized that radio had to be virtual. And for some of us who are old boys, we just felt that's sacrilegious. There's a reason why we didn't do TV. There's a reason why we did radio. Radio has this aura, this cloak, this myth about it. I don't want to show my face on television. That's why I'm on radio. But all has changed now. So it's almost 10 years, about 8 years since visual radio was launched in Nigeria by Nigeria Info. So it is quite similar to what the banks have got to do, and they are responding. And Razak, if banks start to implement fintech services, what new functionalities can fintech give the customers? Remember, banks are big. They have some of them have enormous amounts of revenue.
They do.
So if they decide to play in this space, and some of them can even swallow up some of these early fintech startups.
You are right.
So if they, it's just like if a media giant like this station decides to go hard digital
on small fries.
Yes, it's going to be. Yeah, I mean, you know, probably have equipment and resources to
and the personnel
to do what you're doing, outdo you
even better.
Yeah, but the question then becomes, how does the guy with the phone compete? So how does fintech? What else with fintech?
Okay, on top of my head, I would say the banks are like a giant ship on the IC.
Yeah,
it takes time to turn.
The Titanic truck.
Yes. Meanwhile, the fintech are agile. They are nimble. They can turn in a jiffy.
Yeah.
So in that space, if banks come into their space and become very big and swallow them, what they could do is become specialists. Give your service to them. They can help you do little things we can't do. They can help you. Can all the service that we do, all our agility, we can now bring it to your service. So you pay for that. Because no matter how you look at it, the banks cannot function like a fintech. They can't. For instance, many of the banks have set up fintech hubs. Where are they today? They've gone under. Because in fintech, it's about disruption.
Yeah.
Disruption. And you have to do it timely. If you don't do it, the
window closes.
is thinking about it. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. So you have to now become a service provider to the banks.
So I hear what you're saying, but I'm also wondering. So if I'm a bank and you are a fintech startup, you've got the technology, you've got the people, right? Do I just need to buy off your entire personnel?
If you buy my person, if you buy my team, for instance, you've only bought only me. The other fintech coming up. Look at it, for instance. In the 80s and 70s, we have the yellow taxi.
Yeah.
And they become so arrogant. You go to their park, they're not ready to move. Then what happens? Uber came and they're out of the business. InDrive came and that we have boats. So those are the fintech. They will take you out of the market if you don't respond timely. If you don't respond to what the customer wants. For instance, the banks don't really understand customer behavior.
Yeah.
My car gets stuck for instance, my car gets stuck in the ATM. And I walk to it, they give me a long form. I don't need a long form at that point. I need sympathy. I need empathy. I need something to go on.
I need
cash. I need money.
I need a cushion.
Yes. You're not asking to feel a long form.
Yeah, we are going to do this on the back end, but in the time being, what do you need?
Could you take this?
You take this.
For instance, I know one of the fintech delivers ATM card at your doorstep. Yes. The banks can't do that. They'll be wondering, for how much? Well, I think I will do that. So if a banks come in,
it's very convenient if the fintech does not have a physical office.
Yes,
I have to go anyway.
I'll take your ATM card to your doorstep. You have it. And how do they do it? They have agents in your area. Take the card. Look, how many cards can you deliver in a day? I could do 100. Okay, we pay you for this. So we do the legwork for them. The food soldiers, banks can't do that. Banks they do the calculation. Oh, this customer is balanced. How much is in balance? 10,000 naira. No, we can't do that. For instance, I need a quick loan. Bank will not do that. That is for your collateral. ATM, a fintech will give you 40k, 10k, 5k, 20k.
And I hear they will hound you for the rest of your life
if you don't pay. But if you, I know some people they get it regularly. You pay, and the more you pay, you increase your credit rating, so you get more. So I would say I'm sure banks can't stoop that low. They can't.
Okay. There's a part of me, I'm trying to tell myself, Femi, don't go there, but look, I can't help myself. You get more, you increase your credit card. But doesn't that just put you in a loop where you are forever borrowing?
That becomes your pedigree. It becomes your prerogative. Do you want to go out borrowing?
Yeah.
The quick loan is just a stopgap for a while until you find your footing.
Yeah.
But if you now take it as
until it becomes addictive.
You're your own. That's when they hunt you.
Yeah. And then delayed gratification is thrown out the window.
Yes.
You want it all, you want it now. And then you will take until one day you cannot meet your obligations and everybody in your contact list gets
and guess what? Those micro lenders, they factor all of that into it. Okay. Okay scenario. We get 80%, we get 5% bad loans. But so everything is factored into that. But the banks are not doing that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The banks aren't doing that.
So which leads me to this question that I need to ask. Yes, the banks, they've got everything. They've got infrastructure everywhere.
Everything.
Structures everywhere. And all of that combines to their with their walls, the assets, whatever it is. And now, what a lot of this fintech really own is their platforms, technology platforms. So what now happens when banks now own technology platforms? What will the fintech people? What will the fintech guys own?
The culture, the community,
and the community.
For instance, I belong to a platform that all the fintech CEOs and the authority are on that platform.
Yeah.
Now, guess who is driving that platform? It's not the bank.
You want to tell me who?
It's not the bank, but everybody is there. And they're having conversation. Things they share outside. They have the banks own that platform. For instance, I know some fintech have capacity. Coders community.
Yeah.
Python, the guys who code Python, they have the create community for them, so they can create that platform and relate with them as friends. So they are become the fintech's army. So they do stuff for them. They share IPs. They share so many things, and they are moving. By the time they are done, the banks can't stop them. The banks can't stop them. So they own the community. They create culture, and they are moving. So that's what the fintech can do. For instance, the banks will not touch the artisan. Fintech can do that. They can create ecosystem around the artisan, around women, around children, around teenagers, around the youth, around the young executives.
Why can't the banks do that though?
Because it's not profitable.
It's not profitable.
It's not profitable for the banks.
So why is it so profitable for the fintech?
Because they're not zero maintenance. Zero maintenance. They can meet virtually. They can hang out at the campus. They can do stuff, but they can't need to get the from ED wanting to sign off or MD. By the time it takes you to sign off, the fintechs they've moved on. So that's it. Is that agility, that nimbleness? What is it for the fintech?
Is it a case of if one of the things you do the same thing as if it is the thing that you do?
You get it. It just for them that's the only thing they do. But fintech just the enablers. One of the things we do is we still get money elsewhere. We take care of the Dangote, the $100. So that's big boys. Fintech aren't looking for quick wins. They can, for instance, look at years it took Interest to become a unicorn. Gradually.
Yeah.
Look at how many years it took Flutterwave to become a unicorn. Gradually. Meanwhile, one of the banks has been there over 100 years.
Yeah. We'll be back right after this.
Success is like an aeroplane. You only see the graceful flight high up in the sky, but not the roaring mountains propelling it. Likewise, in the world of e-payment, you only see transactions done, funds remitted. But who pioneered these financial technology solutions? Well, you know as Value Card, now Unify Payment, Nigeria's premier financial technology service provider. Yes, it starts here. Find out more at www.up-ng.com. Unify Payment, Unify Business for people.
I beg not for me at home. I beg at work. Friends even rave her on hotspot for me. But I don't obeyed. She got the Airtel Wi-Fi with just 1,500 naira. 50,000 naira. Gigabyte data valid for 30 days. Hurry. Offer ends 30th June. Visit eshop.airtel.com.ng or any Airtel shop. Tea and supply. Airtel. A reason to imagine.
Start your children's day with a great taste of taste with multi-nourishment, calcium, and vitamin B12 to support learning at playtime. Ovaltine, not choice small kid.
What am I for you? Jet 12-year-old sheep been acquiring a loan from her bank.
This is not here. So I've been on this queue forever, and you're saying I fill another form. What's going on?
Back 7 years old, helping perfect and making fruit transactions.
Mama, I am saving the airtime. Even the electricity charges. So difficult makes play.
Lidl bank that's designed just for you. With one click, you can make easy and fast payment transactions, pay bills, and even acquire easy loans. Hurry and download the Safri app on your Play Store. Visit safrisafri.com for more information. Safri, borderless banking.
My ions, please, can get it up. My ions, please, let me know now. You got time in redemption. Always when I get fast, I observe. Come reset, get up,
Alright lads, sit down. Today let's talk about how you started your day.
We got dressed and had pancakes with John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate. My mom makes one first. My it inside goodness. My sister and I always excited up. It's so yummy.
John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate is a chocolate drink made rich cocoa, milk, and sugar. Available in wide in sauce on 3-in chocolate. Enjoy your instant goodness.
What's your taste is so hot, it's got Bascal singing.
Mini Ninja Pepe Flip. Mini Ninja Pepe. Ah, heat.
Mini Ninja flavor.
Nothing brings the heat like the bold taste of Mini Me Noodles Niger Pepper flavor. Try it today and see for yourself. Mini Me Noodles Niger Pepper flavor. Fabric is hot.
Hey, Riozola! I get
10% cash back.
I buy NEPA, DSTV, or StarCom.
50% cash back.
Now, so smart cash back. Don't tell you that.
And they load my wallet.
Hey, it's a cash wallet. Here, on any network, get a 10% cash back. Okay, you're like, no cable TV bill. And give cash happily. You add cash. No joyous phone. Download the Sash app or downstart 9 start day. Editions down.
The world is changing and opportunities are everywhere. The question is, are you ready to seize them? For far too long, we have been conditioned to think the country of miracles created by man. Example, Nigeria. I tell you something profound. You part of the world, just one nation. You live in Japan, vote. It's on bravery, borders, facilities that span both. You need a worldview. This all business and the opportunities are less time for more. It's time to go. Visit HFM.com or download the HFM at Google Play Store or App Store to get started today.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back. 99.3 Area Info.
Subscribe to Nigeria.
That person who's cocking his gun to shoot me beside the naira to give it.
Europe is concerned about Taiwan. America is concerned about Taiwan.
Here you all trouble. Trouble has come. So what are you going to do? Negotiate? Long. Your instant for
99.3 Nigeria.
Let's talk.
Welcome back. This is the Fintex Show. An interesting conversation that we're having this morning. Razak Olaegbe and myself. We'll get back to that conversation in just a bit. However, I just want to share a snapshot of some of the latest fintech breakthroughs in Nigeria. I would like to start in Africa, actually. I'm looking at Africa. This show today, and Razak's stance on this. There's an FT ranking, which places fintech as the powerhouse behind nearly 40% of Africa's top fastest growing firms. That's top 130. Okay, the top 130 fastest growing firms on the continent. 40% of them are fintech. Nigeria leads the charge.
I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised?
I'm
huh?
not. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, it's crazy because you know
we have 5 unicorns in 9 years. That's awesome.
You know, Kenya and Ghana, these countries had gone ahead of Nigeria, but
Yes.
once Nigeria starts the race
is not to the swift.
Wahala. Okay, so Nigeria leads that charge. Nigeria has 79 entries. 79.
Wow.
It's 130 of the fast firms. 40% of it are fintech. 40% of heavyweights. You know, and I could of them. There's Omni Retail, there's PalmPay, there's MoneyPoint, amongst them.
Yep.
Notably, Omni Retail right now, for whatever reason, is at the top of that list, and MoneyPoint is an African unicorn.
It is
no longer a Nigerian unicorn.
It is.
All right. How about here in Lagos, the center of fintech expansion? Well, Lagos accounts for 23 of the 28 Nigerian companies on the list.
We should query that.
Yeah.
They should recite all of them. We should query
That's incredible. I've done the other states shared well, it just firms up its status as Africa's top emerging tech hub. Still, it battles infrastructural deficits, funding dips.
But in spite of that,
and there's the brain drain.
Yes.
Brain drain is still a problem.
It is.
But it's still the epicenter of fintech expansion on the continent. So good one, Lagos. Good one, Lagos.
Congratulations, Lagos.
Yes,
congratulations.
I did mention those companies, Omni Retail, PalmPay, MoneyPoint. I will take one, PalmPay, and their aggressive growth. 2019 was when the PalmPay was founded, right? And now, before you know it, 35 million users. 35 million users. That's $140 million in backing.
It's great.
Oh, yeah,
but if you compare that with WeChat with 1 billion users.
Yeah. Forget WeChat for forget WeChat first. But the bulk of that finance is coming from Chinese investors, you know. But $140 million in backing, it's still, you know, for a company that's you know, domiciled here, that's a big deal.
It is.
And there's also this bold smartphone first push, you know, that they have. Smartphone first, pre-installing on transition handsets, where phones are now coming with the app and all of that installed already. And you know, it offers
that's intense.
Yes, it's very intense. Offering payments, virtual loans, insurance, now beginning to and beyond Nigeria. You know,
see, the banks can touch this.
Let's look at AI, because again, because what we see in AI's rising role in fintech. I'll go from PalmPay to Remita. So there's this new Remita report that highlights the revolutionary impact of AI. Boosting CS, of course, you know that's the exchange and all of that by 10%. Slashing you know, when I say AP, I mean time, slashing that timeline by 50%, which is tremendous, and reducing support requests 19%.
That's that will increase.
AI is non-negotiable growth tool. Fintech in Nigeria.
One understand how to deploy AI. You'll be on the upward.
So let's look at the top. The Nigeria fintech. Last year it surged 70%. 70%, tremendous.
It will increase this year.
That's almost linked.
To increase here. Last year, last two, last year, but this year is picking up. So we expect more. We expect more on that space. Fintech will deliver more because more companies will pick up, more startups are coming up, and more innovative deployed.
In 2024, there were about 255 fintech companies that early 2024. Now, guess how many we have? 430.
Wow,
430.
Takes right away.
Yeah. The question is, what are the key segments? You are looking at cross-border transactions, SME lending, BNPL, and so totally regulatory reforms. So again, regulatory reforms have come at time. Since rebounded, we'll see how we do. A lot of questions, concerns. I had a crypto co-founder in one of my podcasts earlier, my house of boss, and it was pretty insightful in terms of expectations, ups, and then the downside, and then the concerns, and then the Nigerian community is not everything anyway, and our eyes have seen shaking. So there'll be
that stuff is very good because it has space. There's been so many challenges.
Yeah, about this.
So any fintech that code that can make that space big will clean up. It will clean up. Cross-border payment is not. It has not been a very very good. It's not a good
it's tough.
So that's why I feel like Flutterwave breaking that barrier and air down and come that space points with America through.
If you share, may not good friends to some people. Share your thoughts on WhatsApp. I mean, some of your thoughts are right. I'll be taking some. 08095975805. If you want to talk with us, and if you are in the diaspora and the world, you can also talk to a call. I'll see if I can one of that through that WhatsApp number. Once again, is 08095975805. So from Fintex 20, I want to card payment because you mentioned that in the earlier conversation. So these transactions hit over 1 trillion in June of 2024. That is 1 year ago, 1 trillion naira. That's a 9% on year jump.
Wow,
big deal.
Big
yes.
Guess what?
Yeah.
There's still more own access.
It's not so there is a projection of physical card issuance throughout this year 2020, according to Fintava, was a big time global analytical long those who know what thing about. So the Fox projection of 25 says and issuance grow, explosive growth throughout 2020, driven by cashless policies, biometric and token technology. I mean, kind of numbers they're seeing in 2025.
Also, that's scale is still new. They can make past week,
and that's not
because now the government is tweeting and high to credit.
Yeah,
we want your family and are you?
Yeah.
You see, so that articulate. Please welcome.
To what we're saying there, I make this report because I make the smart about how adapting the challenge fintech. You present. I was looking at the figures and numbers. I'm making money from Q1 of this year alone. Zenith Bank, PA, and GT Bank, few that generated 165 billion naira just e-banking fees alone. In the first quarter of 2020, 2% year-on-year by BM. Now, obviously, the OPs, MOMOs, the PSBs are pushing this bank involved.
They have to. Because more uncommon. We are our banking space is still hiding. Any that can push that and bring more people on board will clean up. That's they have so many on that bank and on bank community. Fintex for them to that space.
And then so in August, which is really 2 months or from a bank is said to wait and will arrive in next year. But TN is rolling out open banking with that PI across 20 million pounds in gold. The framework includes template by PBS and a decentralized model. This is major price and regulatory.
Banking sector and registration space cannot be limited because you can finance.
Yeah,
the bank guys for the money. So you have to the bank funds protected. If the system is protected, that's why you have peace of mind.
Yeah.
So I know that I use my cards on the POS on the ATM. I have to go more and do more online. But if I'm eating once, I will take. That's we need more. But just time innovation.
Agree with you. A couple of comments. Just to add the regulatory part of business in terms of the trends of regulation, compliance, and oversight. CBN said relying governance and cybersecurity standards to your point about you guys know what you're doing. SEC emphasizing smart regulation, that's what I call it, smart regulation, to marry innovation in virtual. How you want doubt adversaries in a way where
we are cyber because all the regulations and innovation, the bad guys are sitting.
Yeah,
bad guys sitting. How do you tell yourself? How do you put that? Because many customers online lose that.
Yeah, that's it.
They click on links that they don't click. So how do you stop risk? Because if you click, quickly,
From Odres, the open bank is already operational. So they have an app that allows you to operate multiple bank accounts on one app. Thank you, Luke. Yes, as I said, it's already here. But of course, the official solar day is in us. No, we might be open the balloons. Don't let me down. Let's take this. Lara in Borodu to say, good evening, Femi. You are talking about PalmPay. How about OP? Is it not a good fintech too? Razak?
It is
now.
We did.
We actually did mention OP.
We did, bro.
So
we did.
there is OP, there is PalmPay.
A money point, yeah.
Yes, money is top of the chain.
In fact, the ones pushing the frontier. Yeah.
Let me see this one. Okay, here we go. All right, this is your says good thing and that's or do actually is not a structure in Nigeria yet. Regularly this and make fintech work. Child reviews to make profit sharing. Yeah.
At 2 ago, one of the banks removed charges online and total that comes out 2 million. Next other banks should also look it is and this has charges. That was the means. That the means. See, why that could that why the bank employ local banks to
I see. Socks.
The banks use from spa to that's damage. So that you don't that's the chunk of your cost. Take your cost.
The question, I'm not sure. I think it's by me who asked. Good morning. Can these bad guys access our accounts that has BM card? So the thing can be the fintech security. Sure. And literally, if something happens because they are the ones who collect your data and they protect. Give them in trust. Legal reprehension for them. And due to on people are able to access your critical bank. I'm talking about one with Kelly should make.
That's the majority.
Yeah, that's the majority.
Unless you get that on the back end. That's but what is then of customers stores and just click on things that link.
My policy is this: click on link. Do not click on link. If the link counting, will promote someone, they use that without everybody that person is concerned. So I don't think people send me links to what the link send the budget. Let me see. And if you know this all, and I say I will check. You actually send me a link. Sure. Maybe that's what we can put a set from your mass. Put this. And before we literally have a minute, and so questions. This intent they to update it so that the bank do know compete them on top of them.
There's a going on.
How does going on that?
You see, the money is top, and the banks will not go. They will not, but can. They see where we have to the traders who want to back.
Yeah,
they take them. They're hold.
All right. Yeah, the influence fintech is intense, but the bank will not stand still. They will,
we know. They will first.
Maybe we, the customers, will be the ultimate beneficiaries. Thank you very much, Zach. Awesome.
Thank you.
We will again next week. Enjoy the rest of your week and stay tuned tonight. Share it where you are.
94 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Sorry from Nigerians from AM Nation Fines. Info more than just radio. Subscribe our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM.